if we get back there what we're looking for. What's this? Found something else. Oh, it looks like a little dog collar. There's a name tag with a phone number on here. Maybe I'll just hold on to it, and it's just laying here. Oh, you know what? I just found the skeleton of this dog. Guys, we are headed out to do some scouting, baby. So I was planning my fall food plot today in the hidden plot field, and I have another video on that if you want to check that out. It was perfect timing with the rain because we got our seed on the ground. I lightly dragged it, and then I cultipacked it down, and it literally started raining as soon as I got done. And we had a couple downpours, and it's raining off and on now, and I still have the other food plot to work on, but because it's raining off and on and that ground needs disced up, I'm just gonna wait because it's gonna be a little wet and it won't disc real well. But I'm going to scout a spot today, so some Ohio public land, and a lot of my videos are probably 90% or 80-90% of my videos are like on my own private land, but most of my hunting, most of the biggest bucks I've ever taken have been on public land. Pennsylvania public land, Wisconsin public land. I've done really well on public land. I love hunting public land. I love looking for big bucks on public land, mature bucks, just finding deer in general. And one of my favorite things to do is just scout. And I haven't been doing it as much the last few years. We bought the property here in Ohio, and I've been having a lot of fun just on my own private land, and I have permission to hunt some other neighboring property. So all of a sudden I had, you know, over 100 acres of land to hunt that was private. So it's been fun working with that and figuring that out. But it's been a few years, and I'm still hunting public land. I took that nice big 9-point, this mature 9-point on Pennsylvania public land last year, and so I still get out and hunt some public land, but I haven't really hunted public land here in Ohio. So there is some public land really close to me, and I'm wondering how many times I could say public land in one video. Anyway, there's a chunk of land, a couple thousand acres, that's really close to my property, and I did a little turkey hunting a couple times. I've gone in there and did some running and gunning, just starting to get to know the land a little bit. I've driven around it, but I haven't really scouted it for deer, and I haven't hunted it for deer. The only thing I've done so far is some digital scouting, you know, looking at the maps, trying to look for key areas that I want to focus on. And so I have a spot that I'm really excited to check out. And if you've been following me for a while, you know, I tend to get on the big public land bucks by going and doing what other hunters are not doing, going where they don't go, doing what they don't do, because that's what it takes for a buck to get mature and big. A lot of times that means hiking back deep, getting back deep, you know, 1-2 miles deep, or using a kayak or canoe through water access to get to spots that other people just can't get to. And there's always going to be more deer, and that's where big mature bucks can get bigger. So I've taken some really nice deer doing that over the years, and so I want to continue to hunt public land like I used to. And now that I kind of gotten to know the private land, the land I bought, my neighbor's land, I've been itching to get out and really start to evaluate some of the local public land. So this property's not far at all. This is like a 10-minute drive, but there's hundreds of thousands of acres of public land, you know, less than an hour from me. Anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes I could be in some really big public land. But I'm gonna hit this one up first because it's the closest. It's got some unique terrain features that I'm interested in. We're gonna see if this pays off today, and we're gonna get out there, have a little fun, because I love to scout new land, and we're gonna figure this out. So I'll see you when we get to the land. Let's do it, baby. All right, guys, so I'm just getting into the woods here. There are lots of trees down. So Ohio's had a lot of tornadoes and big storms this summer, and this is definitely in the path of one of those storms. You could just see all the trees that are down. So I don't know how well this scouting run's gonna go. The area I want to get to is quite a distance. That's probably 300-400 yards that way. We're gonna see if we can meander through here. But yeah, I saw this. I found this here. Wasn't sure what that was. Thought that was interesting. Almost looks like a little watering hole of some sort, but there's actually water close by, so I don't know why there'd be a watering hole right here. But anyway, I'm gonna start hiking in. There was nobody here, and it's nice and cool in the woods. Let's see if we can start finding some signs, specifically back that way, and I'll show you if we get back there what we're looking for. What's this? Found something else. Oh, it looks like a little dog collar. Oh, it says there's a name on here. That's kind of sad if somebody lost their dog. There is a name tag with a phone number on here. Maybe I'll just hold on to it, and it's just laying here. Anyway, oh, you know what? I just found the skeleton of this dog. This is the dog's skeleton right here. Here's another collar. Oh, that's kind of sad. I wonder if this dog got picked up by this storm. I don't know. It's kind of sad to think that somebody lost their dog with one of these storms. It would have definitely been a small dog. Maybe I'll give them a call, because the dog's skeleton's right here. It's kind of sad. Let's continue on. Maybe we'll find some better news as we hike back here. Let's see if we can get through here in the first place. This is creating some serious cover though with these trees down. It opened up this canopy. Lots of bedding potential back here just with this alone. So I'm gonna see if we could even get through this stuff. You just see all of this crazy cover from these big trees that came down. I'm just kind of meandering my way through here. See if I can get around it. But I'm headed in the direction I want to go, ideally. Let's see if we can. There is a deer trail kind of going around this mess. So we're just kind of walking through here. Looks like we have a bed right down here. Yeah, definitely looks like a bed. Yeah, there's some hair right here. Some hairs. Definitely a deer bed. It's a good sized bed. See if there's any other beds around here. I'm not seeing any other beds. So this is the top of this ridge I just came down. He's about a third of the way down, just sitting right here. Let's see what direction we got here. Yeah, he's almost to the point of this ridge, and he's kind of facing a southwest direction here, so southwest is that way. Now it's the first deer bed we found. Kind of your typical spot. The point's over here. Top of the ridge is right there. Well, let's continue on. Yeah, these big trees came down. It's crazy. There's a well-used deer trail coming right through here. Headed right towards the point. There's a little bit of a trail that way too. Look at these trees, how they just came down. It's crazy. Quite a drop here. Look how that drops down there. It's a pretty steep drop. This is kind of the point here. It actually gets really steep on this point. Look at that. It's a bluff right here on this point. This is some wild terrain over here. This is really thick, gnarly stuff with all these trees that went down. So we are getting close to one of the areas that I wanted to check out. Let's just see if there's an easy way to meander over there. You could hear there is a road nearby. That's why I thought this might be an overlooked spot, because there were certain terrain features that drew me to it. You got the road over there. And so it's actually fairly close to a road and the parking area. But it's the type of little corner that like a mature buck can get into that probably a lot of people don't think to hunt. And you could just see how gnarly it is in here so far. Now, here's a deer trail right here. Well-used deer trail coming through here. It's a big dog print there, probably a coyote. Look at this trail. This terrain's so gnarly right here that this is kind of like a pinch point. There's a trail that goes around here. See, I'm right down below that point. Look at the bluff there. But there's a trail here. And then you have that trail that crosses to get to the other side, which is where we want to go. We want to get up over there. This is a heavy pinch point right here. So you got a trail coming in here. You got a trail coming from there, and it almost looked like maybe, yeah, right here there's a trail, lightly used trail, but another trail you could see it's beaten down coming in. So you have a hub of trails meeting here. Now, if we have the makings of a big buck back here, then, because where I'm headed, I'm suspecting maybe big bucks might bed. And we're getting close here, so this could be a potential setup with the right winds and thermals and everything, because it is a pinch point. But we're gonna have to see if we even have big buck sign around here, so that's what we're after. So let's go ahead and continue on. More of those yellow jackets. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Make sure I don't wipe out here. This looks a little sketchy. There we go. Okay. So they're coming right down here. They cross this little, it's like almost like a little creek bed. Oh, and it kind of levels out a bit here. So this is where the trail crosses. And then they're going to skirt right up through here. So this is where I wanted to get up in here and see what this looks like. So that deer trail kind of wraps up. You can see where they enter here. Just looking to see if there's any historical rubs or anything like that in here. There's some old historical rubs there. The trail also continues that way. But there's some cattails up here that I wanted to check out. So I'm going to circle around a little easier to walk through right here. Just seeing if there's any rubs here. Check out some of these shrubs and trees growing here. Yeah, there's some old historical rubs from years ago right here. Some autumn olive berries. Pretty good. Autumn olive berries got like a tartness and a sweetness. They're pretty good though. Anyway. We'll have to look in here. You can see this just being, that autumn olive bush even got uprooted from the storms. So this could be good bedding even after the leaves start to drop. Alright, there's some droppings. So we got this deer trail going right down here. Whoa, look at that big pile of poop. If that's from a deer, that could be a big old, boy turd. Yeah, I wanted to get down here, so we're pretty close to the road. Lots of droppings in here. I wanted to see what this terrain looks like down in here. So here's some old historical rubs, a couple broken branches. So I think these were probably last year's. They're about mid-thigh height, so nothing crazy. But we're gonna see what else is down here. We got this creek down here. See if there's any fish in there. Good water source here. All right, so I'm just walking along this little creek bed. It was just really thick up there, and this is all annihilated from the storms. But this creek bed's kind of open. I just haven't found any big buck sign that would make me feel confident about hunting here. But we got a couple more spots to check out. All right, guys, finding some nice deer trails back here, but just not finding the sign. Right, there seems to be plenty of deer. There's another old rub here, old historical rub. There's one over there, just noticed that one. Yeah, that one there, it's kind of low. And there's trails wrapping around. This is a point. I kind of came up out of the bottom, just kind of circling my way back. The property line is not far from here, so I'm kind of circling back now, further into the public. And down in the bottom is where I was hoping to find maybe some key bedding area, which it is, but
I was looking for bedding area for a big boy. Here's a trail intersection. So this trail is coming around the point up high. All right, this is the top 1/3. And then this trail comes up out of the bottom and around the point and meets up right here. So we're just gonna kind of follow this. It starts to circle back from where we came from. And maybe we'll find something else. All right, I didn't get the camera on in time, but a big deer just jumped up. I think it was just one by itself. I think it was bedded right over here. There it goes. I don't know if you could see it, it's so thick. And it just headed that way, but it jumped up from down here. So let's go see if we can find a bed. It was a big body deer. I have no idea if it had a rack. It didn't blow. A lot of times the does will start blowing right away, or you'll see or hear multiple deer. This was a single big body deer. And I was pretty close to where he jumped up. So I'm thinking it was another 20 yards over from here. So let's just keep our eyes open, see if we can get some more clues as to what we just saw. So here's a trail. When I saw that deer jump up, it was somewhere right in here. I have a feeling it was bedded right down in here. And then I saw it run up this gully, and then it cut up and went that way. Let's see if there's a bed down here. Look at this. Look at this. This is rubbed up. This looks fresh. It's broken off. It looks sort of fresh. Yeah, that deer was somewhere in here. That deer might have been bedded right on this point. Let's see if we could find any more sign. I wonder if it was laying in here maybe. What a nice little spot to potentially lay. It kind of looks matted down. See if there's any deer here on there. I mean, there's some stuff sticking up that's green, so I don't know if he was laying here or not. That looks a little matted down. Yeah, these you see these ferns? These are all broken and matted down. So I think he was laying somewhere in here. Which, if you think about it, a nice log to cover you. That might have been a buck. He's got some cover here, can lay down. Let me check the compass here. I'm not sure which direction we got. The sun's kind of overhead right now. So north is straight up this way. So even if you got like a west wind, southwest wind, that buck could lay here with the wind hitting his back, and I could feel the wind now hitting me like that. He can keep an eye on the deer trail. There's two deer trails. There's one here and one up higher, which is where I was coming from. He may have just watched me walk right in on him. I have a feeling he was bedded right in here, maybe right here or right up here. There's some matting on the ground. So cool, good stuff. I don't see any droppings. I'm not seeing any fresh tracks, but the ground's a little wet, but it's still pretty hard. So it's hard to tell. It looks almost like there might have been a track here and here. But he ran up this way. Let's see if we can find any tracks over here in the mud. Oh, right here, this is freshly tore up. You see that? He went up that way. Got really dark all of a sudden. That sun went away. Might be more rain coming. Let's see if we can find some tracks from this guy. Like right in here is somewhere where he crossed. But I actually saw him up this way go across, and maybe he ran up this gully further before he busted to the left, which would have been headed west. Oh, here's the deer trail. This is the trail he ran on. Look at that. Look how beaten down that trail is. Let's see if there's any fresh tracks on here. It's so hard though. The ground's still so hard even though this is a little damp. Looks like some good bedding cover up in there. Right on this point. But I think he was down here. He ran this way. This is the way I want it to go, so it's not like I'm trying to follow him, but we're both headed in the same direction. I'd like to find some tracks. Oh, here we go. This is a little fresh. It's hard to make out though. There's definitely a deer track, but it's so... ground's so hard, I'm not seeing a full indentation. I don't know if the trail is split here. There's a trail goes down this way, one that goes up this way. I couldn't see all the way over here, so I don't know which way he went. I'm not seeing any tracks either, so we'll just continue on. There's some wild terrain around here though, especially with the storm knocking these trees down. That means this is going to really regenerate, right? It's kind of like doing a habitat project. It's like God came in and was like, let's do a habitat bedding project on these points and take out some of these big trees, and that's going to regenerate the understory. It's going to provide more food and cover, so we'll keep that in mind. I'm just not seeing sign that would make me want to hunt this, but we'll maybe come check it out as it starts to thicken up after these storms did their habitat work. So I'm gonna head up this trail, kind of start circling back towards the truck and just see what else we might find here. So this is kind of fresh, tore up dirt, but I'm not really seeing a track, so he may have ran up this way, assuming it's a he. All right, I like the feel of this. It's like these, look at these, all these shrubs. Got all these deer trails. Like, this feels like big buck cover right in here. Even without the tornado, this would have been thick in here like this. Look at this deer trail. It's like a highway. See if we can find any tracks, big tracks. Just feels big bucky in here. Big and bucky, baby. Yeah, I thought these might be crabapple trees. I think that's what these are. Yeah, I could see, you can see all the apples above us. Oh, that's good. This is actually tastes like a plum. Tastes pretty good. I thought it was crab apples. It could be plums, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I could see all the seeds where the deer have been eating them and spitting the I could see all the seeds. You know, the deer have been eating them and spitting out the seeds here. This is pretty cool. I don't know what a plum tree looks like. Maybe I'll have to research it. I can't say I've ever seen a plum tree. Those looked like crabapple trees as soon as I saw them, and I wasn't surprised when I saw fruit on the ground. But there's a big seed in the middle, just one big seed, whereas usually apples have a bunch of those little seeds. So I wonder if these are some sort of plums. I'll have to do a little research on that, but clearly the deer are tearing it up. All right, let's continue our adventure here. This is pretty cool in here. Another old rub here, kind of a smaller one. There's a lot of droppings in here too. I love this cover. Like, it's the type of cover that you could see a big buck getting into. You can't hunt this really, right? There's a couple big trees, but it's so thick. But a big buck to walk through here, so it's not so thick he couldn't walk through here. You can't see more than 20 yards, but I'm just not finding the sign that I'd like to see that would give me confidence in maybe hitting this up. But it's fun just to get out and scout it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So now that I'm figuring this out a little bit, I could always check it out again some other time. And now I know a little more about this property. All right, so I got myself in a bit of a pickle here. I'm deep in this thick cover and it's gotten thicker and thicker. And the funny thing is, I'm not that far from where I parked, but I just can't break through. So I'm backtracking now. There's some old rubs there. Anyway, I'm backtracking, trying to circle up this hill because I'm parked. I'm probably not even 100 yards. I don't even think it's 100 yards where I'm parked, but it's so thick. I mean, I can't even get through this stuff. So I'm doing a little circling back the other way. I'm seeing lots of old historical rubs, but they're all like smaller rubs, probably like 2-year-old bucks. I can almost see like the opening right there. It's almost like it's right there. But getting up there is like a bitch. A little bit of a shit show here. I ended up at the parking area, and it's the wrong parking area. I wasn't paying attention. There was another parking area the next ridge over, and I went to that one instead of the one I actually parked at. So like I said, it's the first time I'm actually coming in and scouting it, but I actually got quite a ways to go now to get back to the original parking area. But it looks like we have more open woods instead of that thick shit. So we're gonna do a little more scouting as we head back towards the other parking area. It's just kind of funny. I came out and I'm like, where's my truck? But right away I knew this was not where I parked. But we're gonna cut into the woods. We got to cross this valley, drop down this valley, cross over, but it should be easy walking. This is a lot of mature woods, and this is obviously wasn't hit by those storms, so you don't got trees down and stuff like that. A lot of pines in here.
All right, guys, finally made it back to the truck. No, it was a good hike today, good scout. It's always fun to get to know new land. You never know what you're gonna find. Unfortunately, I found this dog collar today. It does have a name and a tag. The skeleton remains were there, so I'm gonna call this number and just let them know that I found their pup. It's kind of a sad thing, but I'm sure, you know, if my dog went missing and somebody found his collar, I would want to know. So I'm gonna call the number that's on the collar here and see what happens.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
Oh, looks like they're calling me back. Hello?
I have a missed call from this number.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, my name, I was just trying to call you. I was leaving you a voicemail. My name's Ohio, and I was out hiking the today. It's not, and I found, I'm sorry to tell you this, I found what appears to be the remains of a dog, a small dog with a collar, a purple collar that had this phone number on it. So I just thought I'd call and to see if you know, is that your puppy or?
No.
Oh, that's interesting. Is this the number's kind of?
It is.
Yeah, it says mom.
But I haven't lost any animals lately.
Oh, it says mystery. The dog's name, or? And then it says mom on it. So
Yeah, no.
oh, okay, that's odd. Yeah, I thought I'd call the number and just let know whoever it was, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they put the wrong number on here. That's weird.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls from spam and other things, and that somebody was looking for me about my sister's estate and stuff like that, and I know nothing about it.
Oh, okay. All right, well, yeah, I found the collar. It's a purple collar, it's got a bell, and it's got a name tag for a dog, and I found the skeleton of the dog, and it was in the woods, so I grabbed the collar. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought I'd call and let whoever's it was know, but maybe there was a mistake with the number or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I'm not sure.
okay. Well, I'm sorry to bother you. I just was calling the number on the dog tag. So I'm glad to hear.
Okay.
I'm glad to hear you didn't lose a dog.
No, I have 2 Pomeranians and a mutt.
Okay.
They're all right here, so
Okay.
they're good.
Yeah. Well, good to hear. All right. Well, I will.
All right.
Yeah, I'll let you go. I'm sorry for bothering you. I'm glad you didn't lose a dog, and so that's about it, I guess.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thanks. You have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. Okay, so that was a super interesting call. Wow, that was weird. So I just called the number. I started leaving a voicemail. They called me right back, and it sounded like a younger woman. And she didn't know anything about it. I called the number that was on there, and she's not missing any dogs. The interesting thing was she mentioned something about her sister's estate, so I wonder if maybe this is a really old dog collar that I found because the bell's rusted, and maybe her sister had a dog she doesn't know about. I don't know, it's just weird all around. Anyway, hey, I did my best, so I don't know how that dog collar might have the wrong number on it, but it beats the hell out of me. I did my part. I was trying to help, and who knows whose dog it was. It's just really bizarre. I didn't expect to talk to somebody that had no idea what I was talking about. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nothing too exciting. That was weird finding a deceased dog, and it was even weirder calling the number and they had no idea what I was talking about. Bizarre. So anyway, I'm going to be getting out to do more public land scouting in future videos, because I'm really itching to get back into public land, more public land hunting. I hunt public land every year, but I want to do more of it, especially here in Ohio. And stay tuned for more videos. We'll see you on the flip side.